Today, we're gonna bake a New York-style coffee cake, gluten-free. We're gonna start with the crumb toppings, then we're gonna prepare the batter, and then we're gonna put everything in the oven, and we're gonna enjoy a beautiful and delicious New York-style coffee cake. Let's start. We're gonna start by measuring 126 grams of light brown sugar. I like to replace light brown sugar with coconut sugar because it's better for your health, but if you prefer to use light brown sugar, you can use light brown sugar. The reason why I'm measuring in grams, it is because on gluten-free baking, it is very important that the measurements are in grams, because half a cup of potato starch or half a cup of tapioca starch weighs differently depending on the pack of the starch in the measuring cup. So we're gonna do everything in grams today. Let's start by measuring 126 grams of, in my case, coconut brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar. If it goes over a little bit, doesn't matter, as long as you have around 126 grams. Let's put it in a bowl and set it aside. We're gonna measure 60 grams of sorghum flour. Next, 36 grams of potato starch. And this is the reason why we use grams and a scale instead of cups. 36 grams of potato starch is around a quarter of a cup, but if you pack, you have more weight. There's always a little bit that stays in the ramekin. And then 26 grams of tapioca starch or tapioca flour. Tapioca starch and tapioca flour is the same. It depends on the brand. Some brands call it tapioca starch, other brands call it tapioca flour. 26 grams. We're gonna add 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. I like to use psyllium husk. Xanthan gum is an emulsifier. It's not good for your health. Psyllium husk is better for your health and serves the same purpose. It's to create elasticity on the batter. I'm gonna put my scale aside and we're gonna mix everything, all the dry ingredients together. Mix it well. Make sure that it's kind of like a brownish, light brown color. And then we're gonna add a quarter of a cup plus 1 tablespoon of clarified butter. Clarified butter is ghee. You can also use coconut oil. And we're gonna mix everything all together to create the crumbs. You can also use your hands. It's easier if we use the hands. We incorporate all together, creating our crumbs. Okay, once we have these crumbs ready, we can move on to the creating the batter for the cake. I'm gonna put this aside. All right, let's move on to prepare the batter for the cake. We're gonna start with 96 grams of potato starch. I'm gonna measure everything in this cup and then transfer it to this bowl. And then once I have all the dry ingredients, I'm gonna mix all the dry ingredients, and then we're gonna go and prepare the wet ingredients. "96 grams of potato starch. Then we're gonna add 69 grams of tapioca starch or tapioca flour. Add it to the bowl. Then we're gonna add 60 grams of sorghum flour. If you go over a little bit, just like make sure you have 60 grams. Then we're gonna add 45 grams of gluten-free oat flour. Make sure that you buy gluten-free oat flour. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. We're gonna add half a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're gonna add a quarter of a teaspoon or a pinch of pine salt. Let's mix all the dry ingredients all together. Brownish. Okay, now we're gonna use a mixer, and we're gonna add in the mixer with the palette attachment, we're gonna add 220 grams of granulated sugar. I like to substitute granulated sugar with date sugar. It's better for your health and doesn't give you the spikes in sugar. And we're gonna add 2 eggs and beat the eggs and the sugar to create a cream. We're gonna beat it in medium speed. We're gonna wait for around a minute. 1 minute until it is well blended. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm gonna add the psyllium husk mixed with a little bit of water so it creates that flexibility and that bonding agent. I'm gonna add it to the eggs and vanilla. And then we're gonna add a cup of sour cream. Let's make sure that we incorporate everything. And then little by little with a spoon, we're going to incorporate the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. Going little by little so it incorporates everything more smoothly and we don't create crumbs. Clean everything from the sides. And whatever's left. We just pour it. Okay, we're gonna transfer everything to a bowl. I already have a 9-inch round pan with parchment paper on the bottom and the walls. When I just transfer everything. And once we have all the batter, all the wet batter in the bowl. We're gonna grab our toppings that we made before. We're going to the oven at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, let's see how it came out. Looks amazing. Let's try it. Finally. Nice. Delicious. Look at this. I'm making a mess, but look, it's very spongy. It's very spongy. Very light. The crumbs on top. And the pound cake is very light and fluffy. Delicious. If you want me to make a recipe that it is not gluten-free, leave it in the comments and I'll try to replicate it in a gluten-free version for you guys. I'm gonna enjoy this cake today. Thank you. Enjoy. Mm-hmm.